Hello, everyone. Decided to do a movie talk stream. Hello. How you doing? Thanks for the like. Okay, another like. I'm liking that. Where did it go? What, they took it away? Okay. Thanks for the like. That's weird. I had 2 likes, and they're just taken away. Yeah, I'm talking about movies today. You know, movies. Yeah, I'm talking about movies. You know, it seems like Hollywood is moving away from the wokeness. I can tell you that. So that's some good news. I don't even like Hollywood, to be honest with you. I don't think people will fully come back to Hollywood films or nothing like that. I mean, people see what it is, you know. Me, I like older films, and some indie films, you know, not films not made by Hollywood. I look forward. You got that right, Bullfrog. Hit the nail on the head on that one. You're not lying about that one. Jeffrey Epstein and everything like that. That being said, there is some entertaining movies coming out, and as you know, it's no secret that I'm a Ghostbusters fan. You know, but do not mention 2016 Ghostbusters. That one is a dumpster fire that I really glad that's been put out and basically removed and all memory just about erased from it, and soon will be forgotten. Um, no, what I'm referring to is that I did see Ghostbusters Afterlife. Um, I did see it. It wasn't that bad, actually. I mean, it wasn't that woke, you know. I mean, the original Ghostbusters. I mean, it had some of the. It didn't have all the charm of the original Ghostbusters, but it was a continuation of the generational thing, I guess. You know, new characters were introduced. You know, I like that. Well, there's a new movie going to come out this spring. It's called Ghostbusters Empire of Ice, which is going to be. I think it looks good from the teaser trailer. I mean, I'll go see that one. You know. You know, it seems to me also there are some good signs on the movie front. I mean, we're starting to see a return to those '80s style action movies. You know, um, making making a comeback, so that's pretty good. And, there's a movie coming out with Jason Statham in it called The Beekeeper. It from the trailer, it does look like a throwback. I mean, to those '80s action films, like like with Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and John Claude Van Damme. So from the '80s and '90s, where you had these strong, confident, um, dare I say, white men, being doing heroic things. You don't see that much of that in the woke era, but now I guess it's the post woke era, and nobody gives a crap, and everyone's tired of the woke crap. That being said, The Beekeeper does look like it might be a good movie. Be, Now there isn't a movie. There's another movie coming out. It's a remake to the Toxic Avenger. I got a chance to watch some of the old Toxic Avenger. It is a little raunchy, the Toxic Avenger, and nasty. But it is a good. It does have although it's a very kind of like very campy, gory, campy. I mean, it's kind of good. It's kind of entertaining. It's a popcorn film. I would not recommend it to children, but you know, but it's kind of nice. But there's a remake, and they did a teaser trailer to the Toxic Avenger. I would want to see it. I'm kind of a fan of the Toxic Avenger, I'm not saying I'm a huge fan. I'm not. I am not. But I kind of like it. It's a good popcorn movie to watch. Well, if you just came into the stream, please smash that like button and join the chat. Also, like I said, I'm looking forward to the Toxic Avenger film. It does look like it's going to be true to the original, which is it's not going to be an exact copy of the original, but it's going to be true to the original storytelling. Thank you, Bullfrog. But yeah, I mean, does see it be a resurgence of the films that used to be on by the day standards on PC. But there's some good news about the new trailer for the new Ghostbusters film, and this is the good news. Oh, the woke crowd hates it. And they're venerating the Ghostbusters 2016 movie that flopped. I don't know why. Look, let me explain to you. Ghostbusters is a part of my childhood. Okay? Ghostbusters was my cowboys back in the day. Okay? These were my heroes. Egon, Ray, Winston. These guys were my, like Magnificent Seven of my generation. You know what I mean? So it was pretty much an insult to me when 2016. I saw the trailer and it's like, no, I'm not watching that. They're ruining Ghostbusters. And then the good news is someone came along and fixed it. God bless them for fixing Ghostbusters. Yes, I'm a bit of a geek for Ghostbusters. I know. I know. Give me a break. So I do look forward to the Empire of Ice new Ghostbusters film. That I think that's going to be a pretty good movie. Um, the woke crowd doesn't like it. They can go. They can go someplace else. Look, you can't cater to a minority of the population. Look, the movie studios have lost money for one reason. Because here's the problem, people. The woke crowd, they're a tiny minority of the population. Okay? If you cater to that tiny minority, you'll lose money. You know? So, I thought movies were going to hell beyond the indie films. I've watched some great movies recently, and they weren't made by Hollywood. I will say that. I watched Turbo Kid, that was made in Canada by a small-time Canadian studio. I watched Knuckleball, great movie. It would be like Home Alone if Home Alone was directed by Wes Craven. Great movie. Um, no, I'm not. I look British, but I'm American. Do I sound British to you? I have British friends. There's an American flag behind me. Mm. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to the point. Yes, I do like the Ghost Spot. I do like the new movies that are coming out. I do. I want to see Toxic Avenger. Okay, let's see some other movies I want to see. Boy, there's this one that's coming out this Christmas that I think it's based on an actual paranormal accounts of something that happened in America. But in the trailer, it's like this family goes to Norway and they eventually piss off a bunch of barn gnomes, and it starts. And there's this whole kind of like Christmas kind of horror movie, like the gnomes start attacking the family, and it's like it looks like a horror comedy is what it looks like. And but the funny thing is, when I watched the trailer, I'm like, I actually saw Paranormal Witness have a more real story about that. Did just Hollywood director just basically steal? Did some movie director just steal an idea from an actual paranormal account? Maybe. I've seen Wrong Turn 1 and 2. Uh, myself. I'll just call you Eminem. How about that? Eminem. I'll call you Eminem. Well, Eminem, I I've seen both of them. It's been a while though since I've seen them. Of course, I do think they are based on stereotypes. Look, this whole killer hillbilly kind of stuff. I have Southern roots, okay, and I realize that you're just trying to demonize people from the South, and that in a lot of these movies. For and it goes all the way back to the '70s, like like that film. I think Deliverance. Yeah, there's one that scene, Squeal Like a Piggy. That was a rape scene. I can assure you, most hillbillies would not be doing that. Because we're Christians, most of us, and that kind of behavior is not tolerated down south. You know. I just think people have a wrong vision. You know what a good, I think, you know what a good movie about Southerners is, about, more realistic about how Southerners are. I would say Next of Kin would be more realistic. Next of Kin, with Patrick Swayze. Ah, good for you, Eminem. Hello, Fancy. Well, let me get you on the ground rules around here. No blasphemy, no disrespect, no underage people, and no lewd language. Stick with that, you'll be fine. If you don't, well, I can get booted, so I don't know. Just follow the rules, you'll be okay. Perfectly fine. I'm talking about movies here. I will look at that like gnome horror movie. I mean, I usually don't watch too many horror movies. I'm kind of horror movied out since Halloween. I mean, that's the time when I watch a lot of horror movies. It's like around Halloween. You know, I watched a lot of horror anthology stuff. On Tubi. Well, Emma, I'm just letting you know the ground rules. You didn't give your name, so. Anyway, talking about movies here. And there's a lot of movies I look forward to. It is a good movie. It's a good horror movie. I'm not really a big fan of slasher films. I'm more of a fan of Tremors. The Tremors movies. Everybody see the Tremors movies? The Graboids, Oh, I'm 42 and about to turn 43. I never liked that show, Eminem. Anyway, like I'm saying, this is an outdoor channel most of the time, and trust me, I'm not a gamer. Okay, I want to say that for, I don't do video games, so I do outdoor stuff. I shoot my crossbow, I shoot my air rifles, I shoot my my slingshots, and I use my knives. I throw my tomahawks. I'm a bit of a hillbilly, but I do like movies. I like a good movie. I haven't seen too many from Hollywood these days. Now, Top Gun Maverick, I have not seen that one yet. I should have seen that one, but I hear it's pretty good. I did like the original Top Gun. With Tom Cruise. It was all right. I think it was a good gangster movie, but here's the thing. I'm not going to venerate, scumbags. The mafia, they're not like super evil like our government, but they're pretty evil. And I really want to watch movies about heroic people, not glamorizing bad guys, pretty much. Sometimes I do. Out on the wire. I do. I've seen quite a few. I've seen a few westerns. The good, the bad. I think I saw a little bit of Clint Eastwood westerns. I'm not a big fan of westerns, though. I will say that. Honor. That was a good movie. I think there's a return to those kind of movies. That was a good movie. I watched Tombstone. That was a great movie. Great acting. Um, great cast. Great action scenes. Oh, I think you need to go, Carlo Gonzalez. And you can go across the border back to Mexico. Go on. No disrespect to my moderators. Get rid of Carlo. All right, if you're not going to get rid of Carlo, I will. Yeah, Val Kilmer was in that. You know, he played Doc. I think Doc Holliday. He played him. You know, Play for Blood. Yeah, I like that movie. I've seen a lot of great B movies out over the years. Um, it was has anybody ever seen I guess Terror Vision? That's a great horror science fiction comedy. Um, and trust me, I love some good science fiction out there. You know. Yeah, I remember that line out on the wire. That's a pretty good line. That's a pretty good movie. So I've seen The Cube. Great movie series. I remember seeing it on Sci-Fi Channel. There's one movie that I loved on the Sci-Fi Channel called Peter Benchley's Webs. Still can't find it though. It was a great movie. I mean, a skull. Are you threatening me, Monkey Man? Um, if you are, I think you can go, Monkey Man. You just don't threaten people. It was. I never liked the Alien series, though. Predator, yes, but not the Aliens as much. See? Now, I have seen some good movies. I mean, there's some obscure movies. Now, there is a great, I would say, never seen it. Raccoon Meat. I saw the trailer for it. It didn't appeal to me. That was a great movie. See, great movie. I think they come from that place called Discord. But I wish they weren't here. I wish they'd go the hell away. But I deal with them. I think I've seen that. I don't quite remember it. Let's see if there's any movie recommendations that I'll give out here, since I do have some. I've heard about that movie. It's not. I don't think it would be my kind of film. Um, I want to see. I did see. I like From Hell or High Water. From Hell, Hell or High Water. That's what I like. That's the movie I like with Chris Pine in it. Smoking Aces was a good movie. I don't. Yeah, it was, but also it was very biased towards Southerners, and I come from Southern roots. I really don't like that. It may have been, but it had a bias towards Southerners, and that's why I don't like it as much. But there was a really great movie that I do like called Next of Kin with Patrick Swayze in it. It was more of a. It showed a more positive side. It was more positive to Southerners, you know. All right, it wasn't that good. It was mid. It was like a popcorn movie. Highlander was pretty good. Have you might have seen Highlander, the series? You know the series and the movie Highlander. Kickboxer with John Claude Van Damme. Good movie. Hello. If you just came in, I have some ground rules for you. No disrespect. Yeah. Well, I guess you went already. Thank you, Richard. Anyway, there's a lot of great. The Puppet Master films were awesome. The Puppet Master films, great films. Um, if you were looking for horror movies, you know. Secondhand Lions was a pretty good movie. Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Weightlifting, archery, outdoor stuff, you know, like bushcraft, air guns, tomahawk throwing, slingshots. Slingshot shooting was the first thing I started doing since I was a kid. So I'm from the East Coast, small town on the East Coast, Eastern Seaboard. That's where I'm from. Oh, here's another great classic. No. I'm a Gen Xer. Hello. Do you know the rules of this stream? No. The Pulse. Pulse. That's a great 80s film. Now, I have seen a great movie recently. It's a really great psychological movie, science fiction wise. Thank you, Richard, for letting me know that. They can go. I trust your judgment. Anyway. Anyway, I saw a great science fiction film on Tubi, and it's called Cryo. Man, was that a good movie. I mean, that was really a great movie. I mean, you know, if you want to see a really good movie right there, I mean, I'm telling the kids out here, don't come to my channel, okay? You can watch my stream, but you cannot comment, chat, join my chat, okay? You are forbidden from joining my chat. I got nothing to say to kids. We got nothing in common, okay? Okay? I'm a grown-ass man. Doing grown-ass man shit. Oh! The Dark Side of the Ring series was pretty good. I saw a documentary series called The Dark Side of the Ring. It's about wrestling, pro wrestling back in the day. Some of the scandals that happened, you know. No. Close, but no cigar. No, not at the present. Gold. Here's the thing. I don't watch. Currently, I don't watch pro wrestling because it's crap now and it's no longer good. So I don't watch it. So current wrestling, I do not watch. Anything beyond the 80s, I can't stand. I think you can go, man. Thank you, Gold. Let's see. I did like Beetlejuice, the original Beetlejuice. That was a pretty good movie. Here's a great, low budget film that was pretty cool. Trancers. Anybody remember Trancers? It's a great B movie from the 80s. About time travel and all. Good science fiction. I don't watch wrestling anymore. To be honest with you, I'm too busy in my outdoor activities and basically trying to stay in shape and everything like that. CWL. I just don't watch it anymore. Um, Now, I'll tell you this: there is a movie I'm looking forward to about wrestling in the '80s. It's basically called, the Iron Claw. It was about the Von Erichs, and what happened with them. I think that's a very interesting story that I told in movie. I can't wait to see that. Mm, I keep telling you. Hmm. You know what a good movie was? Black Dog. That was a good movie. With Patrick Swayze in it. That I watched. That was a bad movie. And of course, one of my favorite movies for Halloween is Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell in it. Thanks for the 6 likes. So let's see. Um, well, that was a great movie from the '90s. Devil's Advocate. Yeah, most of them are gone, Richard. I mean, most of my heroes. And when I was growing up, pro wrestling, these were your heroes. Besides the movie stars, the pro wrestlers. I mean, they were your heroes growing up. I mean, and it's very sad. Um, I've heard about that one. I do like the more vintage. You know what? There is a movie I would recommend. It's basically what you would call a biopic. It's about the real life guy Boston George. It's called Blow. I think you'd like that movie. It's about a cocaine dealer in the '60s and '70s. Yes, Johnny Depp was in that. Of course, one of the best movies of the '80s was The Thing. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't think he's around. Richard. The Thing was a great movie. Videodrome. That was a great movie too. All the Rambos were awesome out in the wire, including Last Blood. Let's see. Yep. Well, it's nighttime, party bees, and you're getting disrespectful and rude. To my moderators, party bees can go. Great stuff, Richard. Yes, it was. Oh, here's a great movie I saw. That's if you like prison films. Oh yeah, The Karate Kid was awesome. I love Cobra Kai. Out in the Wire. Are you kidding me? I did not like the Will Smith version of Karate Kid. I hated that one. Um, but Cobra Kai never dies. Anyway, Felon. Here's a movie that came out in 2008, and you should. This is a movie I think you'll like because it's pretty accurate when it comes to prison. I have some family members who've been there. Not myself, but family members who've been there. um, it's called Felon. It came out in 2008. It's a crime thriller. I think you might like this one. I did see a great movie. I forget what it's called. It had Samuel L. Jackson in it. It had other people in it about illegal like like gladiatorial fight ring. Um, no, I did not. Like I'd never watched the Harry Potter films in my life. I seen the trailers for them. I remember when the books first came out, but I never was a fan of Harry Potter. That's because I was too old for it, and I don't think it was that impressive. I love the joke Harry Pothead. Anybody seen that video on YouTube? I saw this movie with Boris called Hard Time. Not a bad film. It was 2004. It came out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's had a good run. I'll tell you that. Out in the Wire. I mean, I like Cobra Kai because it really did. You know, I think it was the most anti woke um, TV TV show. Web series that you ever see. And what I like about Cobra Kai, it was so anti woke. It was so. Um, if you like horror movies, Evil Dead 2 is a good one. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. There's another great horror movie, Them. Um, a lot of great stuff. Um, I saw a lot of great movies. Like I said, the Cryo movie was pretty good. I mean, that was a pretty good psychological sci-fi thriller. I mean, you have to see that one. Eh, too old for it's kind of like a sick, degenerate stuff, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds like bestiality. I mean, it sounds like a mild. It sounds like a like trying to bring bestiality into the thing, you know? Yeah, but that's what it's close to is bestiality, and I'm not. Because what is furry? I mean, what's furry all over? I mean, animals. Oh, here's a good movie. Thank you, Richard. Ah, here's a good movie I saw. Dungeon Master. It's a great 80s film. I mean, it's a great kind of 80s slash, like mind, you have to watch Dungeon Master. It's like a mix of different themes. It's really cool. It's a great 80s B movie if you like it. Another great 80s B movie with a similar theme is Dreamscape. Watch that movie. I think you might like that one. You know, uh, Dennis Quaid. I mean, sorry. Dennis Quaid is in that movie, Dreamscape. You know. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. The point is here is yeah. Keston. Well, hello, Keston. One of the rules is no underage people. If we find that you're underage, you can't be here. No disrespect. No blasphemy. No vulgar language. Oh, another great film is Leviathan. Leviathan. That movie is really good. Yeah, Get Out. That's a good idea. Thank you, Richard. I would say I have to give a credit to Apollo 18. Now that is a great horror, like science fiction horror film. Um, Lords of the Deep. I would suggest that one. But yeah, there are a lot of great films out there. I mean, has anybody got any suggestions? I mean, that being said, I mean, yeah, just suggesting the movies, you know. I look forward to these new movies, you know. Let's see. Not that much. I do like The Walking Dead sometimes. Yeah. I do like that movie. What do you think, CWL? So do I. So do I, CHWL. There's another movie, like I said before, called Beekeeper. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, there's another movie that I think is based on an old. Oh yeah. There's a movie coming up. That's been. You want to go? CJ? I think you need to go. Now you're getting just disrespectful. CJ. To my moderators. Remove CJ. The Fall Guy is looking good. Bye bye, CJ. Oh, you're talking about that bowling movie, Kingpins. Yeah, Mr. Pickles, how you doing? The Fall Guy looks like a great movie coming up. I remember the when I was a kid, I grew up around the action series in the '80s, so they're making a new Fall Guy film, which is really cool. You know. That's gonna be good. I'm trying to find that movie that with the gnomes. I forget the name of that. Let's see. I would say The Wrestler was pretty good. Um, with Mickey Rourke in it. Here's a great movie that's pretty good. It's got Mark Wahlberg in it. Family Plan. Not a bad film. That's a little bit of an action movie, action comedy. Not so bad. Now, I do look forward to the movie by A24 called The Iron Claw. It is about pro wrestling. It could be up there with The Wrestler, in my opinion. I've not seen that one. No, Freddie, I'm not. I'm not a big sports fan, Freddie. Doing great, Angelique. Here it is. There's something in the barn. That's the name of the movie. There's something in the barn, 2023. Actually, it is kind of based on a real paranormal account, except there was only one gnome in the real account, and there probably wasn't as violent. Okay, Freddy. I'm not going to get into this again. I've already said my age. You can see I'm graying a little bit, so don't. Something in the barn. I think that'll be an interesting movie based on a real paranormal account. Well, thank you, Freddie. It could be any movies you like. I mean, I don't like most movies Hollywood puts out, but actually movies are starting to get good again. We got the new Ghostbusters teaser trailer that's coming out. I mean, We got, like There's Something in the Barn. It looks like it'll be a good movie. We got like Beekeeper, Family Plan. It looks like a good movie too. We got, like the new Toxic Avenger remake. We got the Iron Claw, which is a biopic of the Von Erich story of the Von Erich family, pro wrestling family. Um, so we got that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not sure yet, but most of the Ghostbusters have no weird. Most of the like Ghostbusters Afterlife wasn't now that woke, so it's kind of good though. It wasn't like woke, you know. So that looks promising. You have the Beekeeper, and the trailer looks just so anti-woke that it's dripping with testosterone. It has Jason Statham in it, so you know. Um, so, Beekeeper, I think it is Beekeeper. And here's the funny thing: There's Something in the Barn is actually based on a real paranormal account, like two paranormal accounts of a barn gnome, very evil looking thing. They're really but there was only one in the original paranormal accounts, but they're making a movie about it, I guess. I guess someone saw the paranormal account and decided to make a horror comedy out of it, which is really you have. Well, here's the thing, okay? Okay, there's been stories of little people throughout different cultures. I mean, I'm talking about little beings. Um, in Europe, leprechauns, gnomes, like goblins, stuff like that. In Asia, in like Latin America, even in Africa, there's stories of these little beings, little humanoids. So it's not just stories like this still exist. My name isn't Roddy. Who are you talking to? Well, you're in luck. There's a lot of great movies to choose from. There is a remake to Toxic Avenger. I mean, that's going to be coming out soon. A remake to the Toxic Avenger. If you haven't seen the original Toxic Avenger, it's a great popcorn film. I would not recommend watching it with children. Um, 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 well, you're in luck. I mean, it seems that they're coming out with some good stuff. Finally, Ghostbusters. There's going to be a new Ghostbusters film. Ghostbusters: Age of like Empire of Ice. That's going to be pretty good. It looks pretty. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good, but from the trailer, it's looking good. It's like yeah, it's like got that classic Ghostbusters. You have you got let's see what else you got. Uh, like I said, you got There's Something in the Barn. That's you got a lot of great movies coming out. You got like the new Toxic Avenger movie. You got Beekeeper. You know, okay. I'm not really a big fan of Transformers movies. Some of it was good. Some of those movies had adult themes. You know, I can't say I like I can play the trailer. I can't show you the trailer, but I can give you the audio of the trailer for this. Looks like it's gonna be a Christmas kind of horror movie, horror comedy.
Girl talk.
Can you?
Oh, that's an ad.
You guys okay out here? Hey, Mama. Yeah, we're like
Okay. I'm growing a beard, Red. I decided to grow a beard. Yes, Red. Bullfrog.
There's something in the barn. It's probably just the wood. Old buildings, they creak and groan.
That's a barn elf.
Are they real?
Yes. The barn elf hates changes to the barn.
What do you think? No!
Maybe it's a child who ran away from home headed to a Nordic death metal festival.
It has a beard, Bill.
That's funny, Bullfrog. But yeah, that's the trailer. I mean, you know. So yeah, there's something in the barn. You know, it is based on a real paranormal account that happened, but not in like Sweden or Norway. I mean, or Finland. I mean, it happened in actually in like Northern California. I think it did on a farmhouse. So it was it was in like one evil gnome that was causing havoc. It was so yeah, there is some truth to this. Some of it's overblown. I mean, the whole them coming to destroy. But you get it. Camo Campa! We're just talking about movies here. There's some great movies coming out. How you doing, Camo? How you doing, bro? Here's the thing about that, Bullfrog. Some of those stories are not the Disney-fied stories that that we've all been accustomed to. Those Disney all glittering like fairy dust stories. Not all of those stories are like that. I mean, there are some real. The whole fairy thing. I mean, it comes from the word "fae." It means fair folk. I mean, it means they're very fair looking. I mean, which means beautiful. So a lot of times those stories, the original stories, aren't as aren't as how can I say, aren't as, they don't always look like they're fair or or something like that. Some of the stories, these creatures, these creatures you wouldn't want around your children. I can tell you that right now. Some of the accounts, they like to steal your children. Hello there, Cassidy. See, a lot of times, the whole stories of fairies and little people, they've been Disney-fied quite a bit. They've been made into the Seven Dwarves. They've been made into, they don't really tell about the more horrifying stories of the folklore. They don't really tell about some of the more, yeah, it's like, they basically, it's basically they kind of like made it sound a little better. Yeah, the Grimm fairy tales, yeah. Camel, Camel. That was funny. Thank you. The point is here is that a lot of those old folklore stories, for example, if you read in the old folklore stories of little people, and by the way, these stories are not just from Europe. There are stories like this from all over the world. I mean, in Spain and Latin America, they're called Duende. In Africa, they're called the Tokoloshi. American Indians have names for them as well. I mean, so don't think that they're just one thing. Awesome, Bullfrog. Well, there are stories, for example, the changeling stories that basically of the Fae, as it were, stealing kids and replacing them with one of their own. I've heard. Yes, Duande, Duande. Well, some people say that the goblins are real. Some people say that leprechauns and trolls, but some of the, I mean, but a lot of times these basically these stories, these kind of like stories of little people have been kind of like I guess they've been like brightened up for the kids. You know what I mean? They've been made to look they've been made to look nicer for the kids. You know what I mean? These creatures are not always. Some of them can be quite you know uh, all about good stuff and pixie dust. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of these creatures are quite terrifying. Mm, if you ever saw one. Yes, they're real, Red. I'm not going to say that the little people are real or not. Okay, I'm just going on the folklore here, and so I'm not going to make that judgment call. I'm not saying they're real or not. What I am saying is that they're not always good, and some of them, if according to folklore, are quite terrifying to be encountering. Oh, it depends. Some of them are the size of 3-year-olds. Some of them they're size, like they're tiny. There's brownies. There's spriggans. Exactly, Red. Exactly. Not all of them are, like some of the. They're not all of them are like hi ho. It's off to work we go. No, it's not always like that. I mean, I think there's a movie from the '80s called Legend. Gets close to goblins, the mischievous goblins. You know, there were good ones according to the myths, but there were bad ones too. And it's like, you know, It's a possibility, Red. It's a possibility. The point is that these myths exist. A lot of times, I've seen one movie. I think I did. I seen a movie where there was kind of, like goblins depicted as they are, which are goblins are about this size. They're about the size of an elf on a shelf, you could say. That's pretty much the size of a goblin, according to the myths. There was one movie that was really good, and it was like, basically they want to. I never liked that one, Bullfrog. I like the original, with I like the one with Charlton Heston in it. So true, but oh, there is one other movie that was close to the folklore. I mean, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark was a good movie about the little people, goblins and whatnot. Yeah, kind of. I have not seen that one. Joshua. We're talking about the folklore. Interesting. Like I say, goblins are, according to the legends, folklore, is that they exist in houses. We can't see them most of the time. And they are mischievous little creatures. They love to cause mischief in a home. Okay. Well, they're coming up with a new Ghostbusters movie, Camo Campa. That being said, I am getting tired, and I've worked hard today, and I've answered a no, Bullfrog. Gnomes are creatures that exist. There are different kinds of gnomes, by the way. There's the Tomtar, which is like a house gnome. Well, the Duende literally means dwarf in Spanish, so not exactly. They're similar. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between these legends. I think the Duendes are similar to goblins in a lot of ways. Can you go away? All right, I gotta go. See you, Red. Exactly. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm tired. Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.